Hello everyone, welcome back to another video around fundamentals of programming. In this video, we'll be talking about inheritance in Java. So inheritance is basically a concept just like from a real world where you would have parents and then you will have child relationships. So as part of object-oriented programming, also you can have a concept of superclass, which is called a parent class as well, and then you can have the child subclasses, either a single class or multiple class. They can inherit from those. The advantage of having inheritance is to go and streamline things. For example, if you probably have multiple childs of the same parent, they might co-inherit a same set of attributes, and they probably will perform a similar set of actions, but they might be doing them differently. So to take those sort of advantages where you can go and then encapsulate or basically define those sort of common attributes as well as actions, you can go and define them instead of repeating them in multiple childs. You can define them once in the parent class, and then you can use the inherit concept to inherit all of those attributes and then override some additional attributes that are required. So I know it's kind of bit of a complex thing, but I will try to keep it simple by giving you some real examples and will show you how it works from a coding perspective. So let's go dive into the Eclipse IDE and then start exploring. So what I will do is I will start by creating a class, uh, a parent class, uh, and I will call that as animal for our discussion. And then I will just go talk about uh, keeping it pretty simple, just calling it as animal. So here we are with the animal class. The next thing what I will do is I will create couple of child classes. So I will create couple of child classes, one probably as cat, which is again a type of animal. So one thing that you need to consider here is that in a superclass, by default, the superclass is the java.len.object in Java. So what you can do is you can just do a browse and you can reference your other class. So since we already have not saved it, so I can just go and then say the parent class is animal for this one. So here, if you see, this is how the inheritance works, where we have this extends keyword, which indicates from which parent this child class is inheriting. So if you don't define it, then your class is standalone, it is not using inheritance. So this extends keyword tells you that the class that you have created is basically a child class inherited from this parent class. What I will do quickly is I will create another one calling that as a dog, just so that we have multiple classes, and in the same way I will inherit that from the superclass animal. So here we are with three classes: animal, which is a superclass, we have cat, and we have dog. Now the next thing what I will do is, again, like we talked in our previous video about, a class needs to have attributes. It needs to have uh, those methods or actions, and then it needs to have optional constructor, and then the concept of encapsulation like we talked about. So we will just go and start with saying the attributes would be the name of the animal, I would say. So we can say uh, that's one attribute. We can also have integer, a number of legs as an example. So you can have different type of attributes defined, and then we can also have maybe color of the animal. So let's stick to basically the camel case so that it's simple and easy. So these are basically some of the attributes that I have. And then again, like we discussed in our previous video, we can keep them as private. The next thing would be the actions. So I probably can just go and then add one of the action like public uh, void speak, because every animal will speak up slightly differently. So I can just keep one of these, and then I'm not implementing anything here. So one thing what you can do is, if you don't want to implement, and we will talk about this probably in the later class as well, we can just go and define that as abstract. So abstract is a keyword that tells you that this parent class will not have an implementation of this method. Whereas the other way to handle that is you can just go remove it, and then you can just go define an empty implementation, which we can override later. So for now, I think we can just go and then do it. And then the constructor is optional. Uh, we don't have to go and then worry about initializing them right now. We can use them or initialize them, the variables in the child class too. So this is our parent class. Now let me go to the child class. So one thing I think before going to the child class would be that making sure that these variables that we have defined, they have respective getter and setter methods so that they are accessible. Otherwise, you will not be able to see them. And then we need to make sure that these are declared as public so that these are easily accessible. So I've exposed the getter setter for the name. I will do the same for the other two as well, keeping again as public. So here we are. We have the getter setter for all those three. We have these this public method speak. Now what we will do here is we can go and then define some additional attributes here if you want to, which are different probably uh, for for your child object like cat or dog. Or the other thing would be like we talked about, uh, especially from the action perspective. So let's think about, like in our example, we feel these attributes are probably pretty much common, so we don't have to go and then use them. So these will be inherited as is by these two child classes. The only thing what we can do is we can just go and then override. So what we are trying to do here is we are trying to just override uh, this speak method in for both cat and dog, because we know that cat and dog can speak differently. And as part of this implementation, what I will do is just for the sake of this tutorial, I will just go and say the cat speaks as meow, and then the dog speak as woof. So I will just go and then call that out. Let me just quickly copy this from here and then move it here, and then I will just say woof. So here we are. So we are done with the creation. Now what I will do is I will just go to my uh, uh, my main class, and I will just go and then define or create an object of type cat. So let's say if I just go and say cat and new cat, and I say obj dot uh, speak. So this should go and then allow me to be able to go and then show. So see, I was able to see the implementation of uh, the cat, the how the cat speaks. The other thing and the key thing here is like we talked about these attributes which are part of the animal class, and then using these getter setter methods, we are able to go and then utilize them. So these are basically inherited through these getter setter methods, and you can set them using these child classes too. So I will show you how to do that part too. If I go to this main class, what I will do here is I will just say obj dot set the name, and I will just say the name of the cat as Manu, for example. I will say the color of the cat is white, and then I will just say uh, the number of legs of the cat are 4. So it would be set. So if you see here, these attributes were part of the animal class, but through inheritance, they are available when you create a cat object, and that's the beauty of inheritance, where you can utilize those the same way. And then all I have to do here is, if I just go and create a dog object, I should be able to go and then utilize the same and give my own implementation. I can just say the name of the dog is Tom. The color is, let's say, black, and it has 4 legs. And then you can say, this is my obj cat. And then I can just go and copy this cat here so that it's simple and easy for you guys. I will just copy this again. So now if I run this, it should be able to go set all of this, and then through the getter methods, I should be able to go get the result. So let me just run it just to make sure it's working. So as you can see, at least from the printing perspective, I was able to see the speak method of being called for both of them. Now quickly, I will just show you maybe with one example of using the get method, how it will work. So I will just use the obj cat and then say get the name. And then the same thing I will repeat for obj dog. So you will see the values that we had set up as part of the creation should be returned here too. So see, here we are. If you see the last statements that we have, if I just comment out this speak for time being so that you don't see these two, you should see the names of the cat and dog. So the first one, since we set the name of the cat as Manu, it's being returned. If the dog we set as Tom, it's being returned. In the same way, you can access all the attributes. So this way, you are able to go and then utilize these accordingly. One other thing that you can do is you can use those, you can create those constructors, and then you can set those values directly from there too. I probably will just go maybe show you with one example. Here, what you can do here is, to make it easy, you can just say cat, and then you can take those variables that we had as input, like the string I name, then long I number of legs, and then string. I think that was basically string. Let me just confirm. String color. Yeah. I color. And then you can use this to set the attributes here, and then you can just say this dot set name. And if you see, this dot set name means you are basically setting the name on the animal class, but since as part of inheritance, it's being inherited, and then you are able to go and set it as part of the get object creation too. So I will just say number of legs, and I will just pass number of legs here. And then I will just say set color, and then this would be eye color. So let me save it and see if it is working. So it says long. Let me see if I had an integer probably there. Yeah, this was integer, sorry. So I just have to go and then say integer because it's getting a typecasting issue. Now, if I go back here, instead of doing all of this like I had in it before, I can just go and then pass all of these values directly here. And through the getter setter methods, these values will be set accordingly. So the first attribute was a name, the second was the number of legs, and the third one was the color. So you don't have to do all of this. You can just remove this, and then this will actually go take care of it. Now, if you run this again, you should still see Manu as being returned because that value is being set up. So see, this is how it was returned. So that's all we had on the classes. I know classes and the inheritance. I know it's a kind of a difficult topic for beginners, but I tried my best to explain to the lowest possible level possible. But feel free to reach out with comments, with any questions, or if you want to have any detailed session on a specific uh, part of this video. And do make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you sometime